I guess about only $85 if that's the price.
Hello, everybody. Hi. Just hands. Get that linked up. There we go. For the audio.
Good evening. Welcome to Yoda Soda Creations, the Macacast. Group of friends, two of which took behind the business, talking movies and TV, old or recent. It's our second edition for this year's month of Macabre.
Tisk.
As we get closer to the spookiest night of the year, seems appropriate that we look back on an episode set on said night. The second, to be precise.
Yep. Although if Hallmark Channel is anything to go by, we really should be reviewing the heartwarming episodes by now. God, like they're premiering like 40 new movies this year.
Are they?
40 new Christmas movies.
Mm-hmm.
So for now, we're gonna see if Fluttershy has what it takes to be the scare master. Obviously, I'm not gonna be doing that whistle all the time, but as you can tell, my week has been it's been quite occupied, surprisingly. I finally digging into the Brony's extremely unexpected material. Also saw the new Addams Family movie, and today I met the original cousin It, Felix Saldo.
Huh.
Nice. I don't know if this orange is with black very well. Okay, it does not. It kind of makes brown. We don't want brown. We want like a dark orange. So maybe I will add a bit of purple or something.
I mean, yeah, if you mix anything with black, more often than not, it's gonna be brown.
Let's try purple and orange and see what we get. I kind of want a gradient. Okay, and a little update on what we are doing here. We are doing a live stream, and what you're seeing is actually a double stream. So if you want to get the original stream of what's happening here, head on over to Yoda Soda 12 on Twitch, and you will get an unedited version with no audio. If you just want to watch the painting. So.
Care to explain what you're painting today?
Yes, and this. I should have gone over that. So, I am preparing for this year's. We usually host a party. This year will be quite a large one, and I will be dressing up as a Minecraft Steve, and I will have many articles of clothes, one of which will be potions I'm going to wear on my chest. So I have a bunch of them here. Week. They take about 8 hours to print. Here is what one that's just straight off the printer looks like. It actually just finished about 4 minutes ago. And here's what one looks like when you take all the supports off. And I will take all the supports off this next one after we do a bit of painting. If you look up Minecraft Potion, that will be my reference. Basically, we're going to do orange on the cap. That'll be orange, and then we'll do several different colors of potion. And we'll see where it goes from there, I guess. We'll see how many of these we can do. I will be going a bit fast to see how many of these I can get finished because I want to have several of them on my costume. So the more the better, right? And the more the merrier, I guess. And we will just head right on into it, I guess. I will try to do a gradient. That's my idea.
Ooh, fancy.
Yeah, we'll do. We're not gonna do pixel perfect stuff. So if I was doing this like seriously, I'd do like I'd mark off squares and then stop on the different squares, but I'm not gonna do that. That just takes too long, and I don't have all night, so let's just not do that. I am quite. This is quite a complicated setup, but this seems to be working pretty good. So if you guys like it, we'll maybe do more of this over the coming months. I want to paint several things, so we could paint. I have still not painted my Luna figure, and it's quite a large figure, so that could probably be a week or two of airbrushing and other such parts. And there's still that painting up on my wall that maybe at the end of the day of the night I will show you guys or give you an update on. Nothing has really been updated, so that's kind of sad. I've still not touched that in probably about 2 years now, so definitely really want to finish that at some point. So that's what we're getting so far. It's not going to be perfect, and if I was going to, but I have like 5 of these, as I said, to do, so that would take forever. And we are doing the party at the end of the week next week, so I don't have that type of time. But yeah, if this works out, I'm trying. As I said, I'm streaming this to Twitch, and then they are streaming that feed instead of because I think Discord doesn't actually show. It wasn't that great a frame rate from the last time I tried it. So we're just
Trying something different.
yeah, seeing if this works better, and it's looking like it's much higher frame rate. Like it's 30 frames because Twitch is a streaming website, so their servers are kind of meant to do that. Whereas
That makes sense to me.
I'm sure Discord is just like, yeah, we can stream, just like after more.
It's not really optimized for it.
No, definitely not. So that is a light pink, or light, and yeah, lead into what you were going to talk about, Alex.
I think it's worth mentioning that if you had actually been following us on Twitch before we actually went live on YouTube, you would have heard our episode reactions.
Yes. I might do that in the coming time because Twitch is much more lenient on like music and stuff. They don't care basically at all about music because streamers do music on their streams all the time. Like, large streamers do like like Monster Cat and stuff and don't get copy strikes. So and there's
That said, my OBS is kind of set up to just take the Discord audio as opposed to, well, what's playing through generally playing through my own speakers. I'm probably gonna end up switching the audio settings when I have a special closing song for our event our eventual overall thoughts on the last year.
Yeah, we can do that if we do another live stream like this. I'll try to paint up here. It's a bit harder for me, but the footage is better. So do it for the camera, am I right?
But yeah, the thought of recording our reactions since I'm only capturing the Discord audio, which is basically us back and forth. Doesn't sound like too bad of an idea.
Yeah.
And also, you got to remember, I have a studio light like right here. So if you can see stuff and it's looking kind of funny, you have to remember it's not going to be in blinding light most of the time. Because right now it is like the brightest light you could basically find. Like I have one studio light literally about a half a foot from where I'm painting. So the camera is actually rubbing up against the studio light. So if the light balance is a bit extreme, that's why I did that on purpose. I think cameras like a lot of light. Get a lot of.
Yeah, I only wish I had a room in my room for, lights or a green screen or, stuff like that.
Studio lights aren't that expensive. You can buy a pack of them cheap. And I got
No, not money. Actual room.
Room. I have an old, very large house, and that's why I have enough room. I may end up doing stuff like I'll make a bunch of these colors, and then just do all of them all at once for the cap, because the caps are all the same. The potions, I think I'll do different potions, so I'll do like regen and speed and jump, so all differently. But for these are also similar. Oh, that is perfect. Look at that gradient. It's kind of like a cubular gradient, but it's kind of artsy. I like it. It's coming out good. I like this. I was going to do airbrush, and I did some tests earlier to see how airbrush works. And airbrush works fine especially if take your print and you sand it, and then you put a primer layer on it, and then the airbrush works perfect. But if you just take a print right off the printer and try to airbrush it, the airbrush is so light, the liquid, that when it comes out, it runs in the crack, and then you get these really large, bright lines of color that don't look very good. They look very splotchy. It looks like it's glitching, sort of. So maybe if I was going for that, it'd be okay, but I kind of want a more realistic potion effect, but pixely effect. But anyways, would we like to move into the episode recap? Sarcasm.
Sorry, I just had a thought like, it could have been sent to the bottom, put a light in the air so the potion can glow.
I seriously considered something like that. The logistics came down to how to do that. I guess I could drill a hole right in here if I wanted to do that. About the stream, sorry.
It's just a random thought I had.
I might end up doing that in the end. There's so I was looking to get some potions right online, and I'm like, so are there Minecraft potions? Because there's so much Minecraft merch nowadays. I was like, there's got to be potions online, and there were, but like one potion was like $20, and it was nice looking, and it was like 3D like this, but it was like $20. It lit up kind of cool as well, but I wanted like I wanted to wear them. Like, you're gonna fight the Ender Dragon or something. You have them on your chest, sort of. That looks cool. Okay, I like that. That's really cool. So I'm gonna go for that.
I just realized Minecraft potion drink. It's a missed marketing opportunity.
That is.
Hmm.
So I think from now on I will do all of the same color all at once. So I'll keep doing this dark orange and just do it on.
With that Rainbow Dash energy drink that was popular for a while, someone could probably do the same thing.
Yeah, I mean, the whole video game tie-in energy drink thing's kind of been like a thing for a while now.
Is it still going?
I think so.
I know, like G Fuel and stuff was a thing for a while.
I mind you, sometimes it's more for like the novelty drink stores.
Yeah, like GameStop and stuff. GameStop used to have stuff like that.
Or more local to me, Rocket Fizz down in downtown Portland.
I think we have one of those in Seattle. I could look. I've never looked for something like that. So.
It's like, hey, like chocolate bacon soda.
My.
Actually, not that bad, actually. What was that?
Sorry.
Getting attacked by the static monster.
Bought some stuff at the place. Bought some stuff at the event. I met Felix Sala, and they gave me a plastic bag to hold it in.
I kind of like this aesthetic where I'm not trying that hard to make it. Okay, that sounds kind of dumb, but I like how it's kind of patchy and splotchy, but it looks kind of realistic, even though it's a pixely thing. It's kind of cool looking.
If you really wanted to put like extra effort into it, you could have used masking tape.
But it would take literally hours to do that. And
yeah.
I actually like this. So.
That's something that some cosplayers tend to do.
Yes, definitely. So this is orange and purple mixed together right here to get that color. It's a very small amount of purple. In fact, I used too much. Oh shoot! I shouldn't have laid it down like that. Okay, so I'm painting this specific side. I guess it doesn't really matter. As long as you flip it around, it'll be the same side.
Yes, I was actually watching a Halloween stream earlier today.
What were they streaming?
What?
What were they streaming?
Oh, well, I missed the beginning of it, but when I actually realized they were doing a stream today, they were just finishing up Hansel and Gretel Witch Hunters, then moved on to Man's Best Friend, followed by Creep Show.
So it was like a movie stream?
Yeah. Yeah, it's the same guys who do the anime stream I watch every Thursday night, as well as the people who I used to watch new episodes of Pony with when there were new episodes of Pony.
I know EQD is now doing episode recaps. I did not catch this one, but maybe I'll start watching those.
Yeah, they aren't the only one. It's going back to old episodes. Actually, yeah. From time to time, I watch episode reactions, and a long-time commentator I used to watch actually came back like, "Hey, it's been a while. And because the show's over, I'm going back watching all the episodes."
Oh my!
So I actually tuned in for his first stream. He got to most of the way through Ticketmaster, and then YouTube took his stream down.
Typical.
Yeah, he was supposed to get through 13 episodes that day.
Is he switching to Twitch?
No, not Twitch. Twitch does not like with the videos.
Oh, it doesn't either.
Uh, according to the Discord, he's been streaming on Pixel.
Okay. There's another one down. 2 more to go, and this next one, after this one, I will strip this one and show you the cleaning up a print. It's quite easy, but
Strip it? No, don't. This is a family-friendly stream.
say that at the start.
I'm sorry. I couldn't help myself.
I don't think we specified that at the start, so.
But anyway, we should probably get into the episode. We've stalled long enough.
Yeah.
Well, it's going to take a while to paint these, so.
True, we're not in a real hurry, but you know.
So,
Yeah.
Before we forget.
yeah.
So it's Nightmare Night, and Fluttershy is totally freaking out. But it's fine. She has her cozy spot underneath the bed with books, lanterns, plush animals, a jar of peanut butter.
Doomsday prep.
It'll be fine. Except, Angel's out of carrots. Way to ruin everything like usual, Angel.
This was, of course, before the big explanation episode.
Yeah. So yeah, Fluttershy has to venture out into scary territory. Look out! There's even changelings out there. Ooh.
Oh gee, I wonder. Oh gee, I can't help but wonder what Christmas would have reacted like. I wonder if he was like the Flying Dutchman.
Oh, and SpongeBob?
Admittedly, that would have been. Admittedly, that would have been kind of hilarious.
You are not scary.
But yeah, everything is freaking Fluttershy out.
Basically,
So she hides in a pile of hay that is being picked up by Big Mac and Granny Smith for the haunted maze. And yeah, even Granny Smith starts scaring Fluttershy. Granny Smith is an asshole this episode. It's like, it's Fluttershy, give her a break. So yeah, Fluttershy runs off and heads to the castle. Everything's all dimly lit and... Oh, there's something coming around the corner. It's Spike in his costume. Incomplete at the moment, but he's gonna be a two-headed dragon.
Of course, we can
Dragon
forget.
Tales callback?
Ah, now I get it. Zack and Wheezy, which actually reminds me of my first ever Everfree Northwest when I was first ever Everfree Northwest, and I mentioned that Andrea Levin was one of the original cast members from that.
Yeah, well, she played the girl in that. I just watched a Defunct Land on that. If you have never seen Defunct on YouTube, Defunct Land on YouTube, very good channel. Does TV shows, old TV shows, really high quality videos, like really high quality, probably some of the best quality.
I think I remember watching something similar on Montgomery Ward.
Oh.
So,
But yeah, so Spike talks to Fluttershy a bit and suggests, like, well, you're out anyway. Maybe give Nightmare Night a try. And Fluttershy's like, I guess.
you are right, technically. I am out.
So, meanwhile, with the best, not the best, the rest of the group,
He admits the best ponies that Fluttershy is not one of.
what he speaks is blasphemy.
Blast.
Honestly, Applejack's still, but actually, honestly, Applejack's somehow still on the bottom of my list, even after all this time.
Poor Applejack, jeez. Harsh. So this is all waste right here, by the way. This is all supports.
At least in terms of the main group. As a if I was to do a complete list of characters on a whole, she wouldn't be that low.
Am I still on frame? Did I move it too much?
No, you're still there.
Ah, shoot. I got purple on my brush.
No, not purple.
Don't want you purple. I'm sorry, Rarity and Twilight, but you gots to go.
So yeah, Pinkie Pie is telling scary stories, and actually they're all telling their own scary stories. And yeah, Fluttershy joins in. They're kind of surprised. But like, they're happy that she's willing to give Nightmare Night a shot.
Like, wait, you're not dead, cowering? Usual? Where's the real Fluttershy? Changeling.
So, first off, Fluttershy's costume. There's actually a few callbacks. They have the outfit from the Hearthwarming play. Well, a outfit from the Hearthwarming play, as well as a vampire footbat costume, which, like, I'm sure that won't be relevant at all in this episode.
No.
But again, also a nice little callback to, of course, the episode we talked about last week.
I told you all that cliffhanger at the end was gonna lead to something for this week.
So yeah, Rarity's first suggesting a nice long dress. Fluttershy, not big of a fan because there's so many layers, you could trip over them if you have to run away in case something's chasing after you. And in response, Rarity's just slaps her in the face.
Yeah. Smack.
Yeah, Fluttershy gets smacked twice by that dress.
All the time, Rarity is oblivious.
By the way, that's a bit of foreshadowing into a couple of years later when the movie comes out.
Yeah. Actually, just in general, this episode has a lot of foreshadowing. So I was just looking at the frame I paused on. It's like, is that part of her costume, or is that an animation issue?
What do you think?
It's like she has a bunch of white dots in her mane. Was that part of her costume? Let me rewind a bit.
Hang on, I'm gonna try it. So if I
Okay, it's part of the costume. Okay.
if I use my phone, are you still seeing the screen?
Yes.
Okay, good.
A second.
Oh,
DOS. Central.
sorry.
Okay, we're gonna say something?
I'm doing stuff on the live stream.
Not you, him.
Oh.
Hello?
I think it went offline on Twitch.
Shoot.
Yep.
Okay, let me try and. Oh.
You poked the button.
Okay.
Eh.
Okay. Am I back on? Hang on. Yes. Okay. Yep. I should be live again.
I'm trying to load it. Let me refresh. The downside to streaming on Twitch.
Well, I was using my phone right now, so that was totally me.
Yeah, you're back.
Okay.
There we go.
Yeah, I was trying to use my phone real fast. That didn't work.
We're sorry for those technical difficulties.
Oh, hey, look. Ever free bottle.
And that is
Nice.
not the first time I've heard that pun.
Actually, speaking of little side note here, it's like speaking of conventions and drinks. Remember at BronyCon they had the Wild Bill's soda place?
Yeah, I never went to that in the end. I was just like,
Well,
What
it
was it?
turns out they're going to be at my anime convention.
dang. Are they
Nice.
gonna sell more?
Like my investment's going to pay off. Paid like 40 for the mug, and just pay a small fee for free refills.
Should probably mention this not the first time I've seen them. I think I previously saw them at Ace.
Hmm.
Do they ever come to Washington?
Let
Probably not.
Ace.
me check.
Ace Seattle, to be precise.
Oh.
Wild Bill's Soda. Events. Okay, West Coast. I don't know what that is.
I don't know what that is. Please, Everfree Northwest. And it's
Well, they don't have. It's only for like this year at the moment. It's actually only going up to the end of November.
Oh, okay. So we can't tell right now. They probably don't know the list.
And they only probably know if they're doing stuff like a couple months in advance.
Yeah.
I probably figured it. I probably figured you just go to the. I probably figured you just see the schedule. See the schedule for the rest of the year, as opposed to an archival of past events.
Speaking of which, bookmarking that.
I wonder. Oh, we should get back to the episode.
Right. So, Rarity's second dress suggestion is a masquerade outfit. A nice black dress with a mask. Fluttershy takes issue with this episode as well. Did I say episode? With this outfit as well.
She takes issue with this episode?
Yes, she does.
She does, I guess, yeah.
Wow, between this and the whole green...
Oops.
Between that and the whole green thing earlier, I am mixing words up tonight. But yeah, Fluttershy has a bit of an issue with the outfit, mainly the mask, because, I mean, it's fine and all, but it's kind of hard to see out the sides. If there's something there, you won't be able to see it. But she has an idea. So the rest of the main six get there, and Fluttershy reveals her costume. She's going to the masquerade without a mask.
Just a dress.
Just a dress.
Just going to a ball, basically.
Alternative title: Budget Morticia Adams.
Basically.
Fair enough. Yeah. Oh, yeah. The rest of the main 6 outfits. Do you want to go over them?
Me or Alex?
Either or.
Sure. Alex probably just got a picture up, so he can do it.
So in keeping with the line the the Wizard of Oz motif, though I'm depressed that though it's safe to say a lot of us are depressed that wasn't actually completed. Applejack has a lion costume.
I might just say this is probably one of her best costumes. It is cute. I like her paws a lot. And her little nose is cute.
Well, I mean, that doesn't fit Applejack at all. I mean, if it's one thing Applejack's not known for, it's lying.
Oh. I see what you did there. Alex.
Too
Alex,
easy.
Can you kick him from the stream?
I guess I should.
That's one.
I guess I should apologize. I guess I should apologize to our viewers in advance if they can't take puns.
Usually, I can't really take them either. Or just from time to time, I just can't help but do the comedy.
Funny as I'm the one that tends to do a lot. Funny as I'm the one that tends to do a lot of reference humor, nostalgic critic based humor, that kind of stuff. Well, that's what I've been doing that's what I do most of the time whenever this comes about. Anyway, Rainbow Dash as a space pony. Some interpret it as either Buzz Lightyear or, well, that's one interpretation at least.
This is, if you think about it, this is kind of one. That's kind of universe breaking. If you think about it, because like that implies they have a space program and like a whole bunch of other stuff. Because why else would they have a space? You know, that's a lot of tech. That's some pretty high tech stuff. Spacesuit. They literally spend years developing spacesuits, so it's not something coincidental. And it is a spacesuit for sure. So it implies ponies have gone to space non-magically.
Well, don't forget, also in I believe it was the 200th episode, Pinkie Pie wanted to go to space.
This is true. So space confirmed for pony. There must be an Elon Musk as well. That leads to a lot of go make an Elon Musk pony fanfic. He's into anime, so I could see him being into pony too.
But yeah, Pinkie Pie is kind of like an 80s roller skater with possibly a hint of Ziggy Stardust.
Yeah. I like a lot of these play to their characters a lot more. Except Twilight's, I guess. Twilight's is kind of random. But like I like the movement style change. So like Pinkie Pie rolls around the whole episode, which is kind of cool. You know what I mean? They didn't just give them skins and then make them act the same way. You know what I mean?
Right.
Rainbow Dash literally nearly never touches the ground in the episode. Sort of normal, but definitely with this being she's in space, she's flying, and it makes sense for her character because she's floating in space. So that's also a nice little touch. Can you see me painting, by the way? Is this?
Yeah, I can kind of see it.
Is this better? If it's like this?
Oh, and Rhodey's a mermaid.
Sounds a bit out of place.
As Semi mentioned before.
Oh, you did? Well, I am just completely off today.
Oh yes, as flapping Rarity. I mean, Fluttershy.
Oh right, yeah.
the fishtail slapping, and I also mentioned that the movie came out a couple of years later.
Ah, yes. They're turning to pony. So she's not a mermaid. She's a fish pony, or I don't know what they call them. We still
Sea
don't really
pony.
know what they call them. Sea pony. There we go.
Shooby Doo.
Scooby-Doo. Can was is that it? Yeah, I think that.
Actually, which one it was Roman Centaur. I think
yes.
this one. Roman Centaur. I think that's what you
Yeah.
said.
Centurion?
Centurion.
Yeah.
Yeah, Twilight is a Roman centaur.
So this also implies a Roman.
I think T-Rex would take offense to that outfit.
Yeah, probably. This also implies there was a Roman Empire at one. Unless we are talking about wherever. Who's that character? One of the elements, or one of the ancients. I forget what they're called now. Frick.
The pillars?
The pillars. One of the pillars. Flying guy with the shield.
Flash Magnus.
Flash Magnus. It's Flash Magnus. Flash Magnus had inspired stuff as well. So I guess there's not like a Roman Empire. It's like just armor that Pegasus came up with at some point.
Flash Magnus, also known as the other Flash.
The other Flash. They're like, yeah, let's just do another Flash. Why not? Still like Flash. Flash got deleted.
No, actually, Flash Sentry did appear in its thing of characters in the finale.
Did he?
Uh-huh.
As a pony?
As a pony.
Obviously, probably. We got... Okay, so... You can still kind of ship them, I guess. It's allowed. It's not implied like the other stuff is quite as heavily as the other stuff. Need more white. Jeez, that.
So anyway, back to
anyway.
Sugar Cube Corner.
That's it.
They're playing. What?
I was going to mention that. Soldiers in armor are existent at this point in time in Equestria, as well as also mention the armored Pegasi from the first Heartswarming.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah. When they're in clouds, like original clouds.
So yeah, they're playing pin. I want to say pin the tail on the pony, but they all seem to be aiming for the They all seem to be aiming at the face.
Pin the tail on the mane.
It's pin the horn of the nightmare, as opposed to pin the heart pin the heart on the pony back in Hearts and Hooves.
Got it. Who can headshot Nightmare Moon?
Basically, it's kind of a violent game. Think about it.
That is one way you could look at it.
They had a lot of pin the thing on the thing.
Yeah.
There's like the donkey one, if I remember correctly. I think he did something.
Yeah, I remember way back when.
Yeah. That took some memory. I was like, there one a long time ago. So this is like the third. No. Was there a wing one, or am I just imagining? Like a wing that big.
I don't know. Huh.
It kind of. Maybe that was just in a skit in something where they put the wings on Twilight or something like that. But, no, it feels kind of familiar, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Maybe we've both seen a fandom thing. We're both into that. It's very likely.
But yeah, Fluttershy doesn't like this idea because, I mean, what if she's blindfolded and someone jumps out at her? She won't be able to see.
Which way to run?
Okay, next plan. Bobbing for apples.
Moving on.
Fluttershy doesn't like that either because But if her head is underwater and something comes up behind her, how will she hear?
She's probably glad she's not with the Adams family. They bob for crabs.
Oh, that's what the reference.
Okay, different idea. Candy bags.
What could go wrong with that?
And as I told you guys, notice how she drew Twilight's horn. It's longer than Rarity's.
Okay, that's like mega foreshadowing because really far in the future if you say that. You know what I mean? I think that was just the animators being like, he should have longer horns.
I don't know, it seems more that Twilight is just a bit taller than Rarity.
Yeah, this was kind of the episode where she looks a bit bigger, isn't she? Like in 5, she started looking just a bit bigger. And all this theories were coming out. She's like, is she growing? Will she be bigger? If they could see where we are now. Wait, what the heck? Didn't I have 5 of these? Yeah. Yeah, okay,
Yeah.
sure.
Fluttershy, it takes issue with the candy as well, because Fluttershy needs to scream, but her mouth is caught stuck by the candy. Cue Pinkie Pie slowly dragging the back behind the table. Like, that was perfect.
Just, okay. Let me just take that.
But yeah, like Fluttershy is kind of aware of what's going on. It's like she's worried that she's just dragging all the fun out of everything.
No.
Not all the fun,
No.
just like 99% punk.
Yeah, just like 99.
So it's like quiet.
That's our Dashi.
There's a time and place for that.
But yeah,
This
it's
is
like,
not either of those.
but yeah, just like there's so many things that scare Fluttershy. That's like, but Twilight has an idea. What if Fluttershy scares them?
Big brain move.
Everyone kind of has a laugh, and then Rainbow Dash is like, "Oh, you're being serious." And actually, when we were rewatching it, I just had to add the line a bit. Let me laugh even harder then. It's like, they gave me the Bender setup. I had to follow through.
I'm surprised they didn't do something like that because that would be a Rainbow Dash move. Just be like,
It would. It really would be.
And in later episodes, she kind of does do that at some point, doesn't she? Like the recent one where she's coach of the cheer squad, doesn't she kind of do that? She's like, I'm thinking again.
Yeah. 2, 4, 6, great.
Yeah.
You have the main 6. Rainbow Dash rates the highest on the dickometer.
Yeah. As usual. So we're all used to it. And it's her character, so it's kind of fun.
But yeah, so Fluttershy tells him to come to her cottage. So they get there and no one's there, but like, come to Fluttershy's tea party. Ooh. And it's like, it's just kind of like partial cringe. Thankfully, it's not full-on cringe, or else it wouldn't be quite as rewatchable.
It wasn't actually that bad. This is how you kind of do cringe. Like it's
Yeah.
It's good. It's the difference here is it's like good-hearted and it's not too long.
It's not punching down.
No.
It's intentional.
Well, all cringe is intentional, but like, yeah, you got it right. It's not punching down. You're really ragging on the character.
Well, this one feels a bit more intentional.
But yeah, it's like, pass the sugar. Oh wait, there is none.
You forgot.
Verity, you should cover up. No one has complimented your dress. And stuff like that, just kind of weird, awkward social stuff.
I guess the probably one that worked the most is dress.
But later we get to one of the, I assume, is one of the more or fan favorite moments of the episode. Fluttershy is anime pony cutouts.
Yeah, weren't these like fan made things? Like they had like a contest or something. I don't remember.
I don't think so. But like when I first saw this, I immediately got all of the references. You have Usagi or Sailor Moon from Sailor Moon, Rei from Evangelion, Utena from Revolutionary Girl Utena, Bulma from Dragon Ball, and Ranma from Ranma 1/2.
Are any of them pretty violent?
Magical Girl, everyone dies, shit gets trippy. Dragon Ball,
It's violent, but not really.
and martial arts comedy.
So
Yeah, the darkest would be Evangelion.
So it's not like Shining reference, like on the Darkometer, or like Game of Thrones. We got a Game of Thrones.
Sure, let's go with that.
Yeah, trying to think of what is the darkest callback we've ever.
We kind of already got a Shining reference earlier in the season this episode comes from. When the smooth pops out the door.
Yeah, there's like 3 Shining, which is kind of surprising. I've still never watched it.
Me neither.
It's one of those where I'm like, I'll probably watch it one day, but I don't have much urge to see it.
Yeah, I'm not much of a fan of horror.
Me neither. I don't. Actually, I really don't like horror. I've heard it's a thriller, so that's why I'm like, I'll probably watch.
Same difference.
Yeah. Well, thriller is kind of less jump scares and more story driven, usually, which I like more. If I have to watch it, but yeah, I guess Alien 2 is kind of a thriller. It's not that it's actiony. There's still like a jump scare too, but it's not like, it's more just like oh geez, kind of not. It doesn't just scare you to scare you. It's just there's plot behind what happened. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's more interesting thrillers than horrors, because at least in my mind, because horrors are just kind of pointless to watch. They just scare you, and that's about it. It's like really good story from that.
There are some thrillers I've managed to take. Tony Scott's Unstoppable for one. Tony Scott's Unstoppable for an example.
Hmm.
I watched that one. Freaking Joker I just watched. Oh my gosh, that's almost a horror movie. I'm not even joking. It's so just there's so many cringe moments in it, and it's bad cringe in that it's like you feel like you could kill somebody or something like that. And man, the whole you just feel like he's just gonna crack at any moment, and it's like the whole movie like that. And you're just like, ugh.
Yeah, I heard Joker was less comic book movie and more kind of social commentary on mental illness.
Yeah, it is depressing. It is very, very. There's no moment. I'm not even joking. There's literally no point where it's like, wow, superhero movie. It's just like all the way through.
Huh. Sounds like
Just
they got.
sketch.
Huh. Sounds like they gave it the same treatment they gave the recent Venom movie with Tom Hardy.
Only better. Joker's story was very good. It's a very good movie. Just if you don't like suspense, do not watch. It's like the entire movie is suspense.
It's like, there's this interesting social commentary movie. Oh right, it also kind of ties into the whole Batman thing, whatever.
Yeah, and it's like you could have made this about any character. Not even Joker is the Joker part does not even have any relative. Okay, yes, they make the story kind of about like a clown, right? But it's not even Joker really. It's like his name is something else. I forgot it already.
Well,
But
it's supposed to be his origin story.
yeah, it's not. It's like it's not trying to. So that's the thing. Yeah, it's like an origin story of Joker, but it's a origin story of Joker. It's not like the.
We all
origin
know the
story.
Joker has a multiple choice past.
Yeah. So,
Yes.
anyways, I want to little cut back. We got all of the lids done. These look really good. I like that. That looks really cool.
I'm having trouble connecting to the internet. Take a look at the help section in your Alexa.
How about no?
Shut up, Alexa.
We'll call her Bob because Bob doesn't respond to Bob. It's okay. I like you, Bob. You sometimes think what I'm saying is Bob when it's not Bob. So
I could do evil things via this stream.
And we're
no,
not.
you can't actually. You can't because I'm headphones. So
And we're not. It goes off crazier than usual.
how's the stream looking? Is it still lined up? Okay.
On the Twitch page, it looks good.
Okay.
I've mainly been watching from there. Also, let me put it back in theater mode.
Okay, real fast before we get back into the recap. What color shall we do first? Should we do a regen one, like a pink one?
Oh crap, I put that page away. Let's see, history, close tabs, potion. Regen is kind of a purplish, I believe.
Purplish.
I can share the potion wiki page.
Sure, yeah. Or are you looking at like the branching map thing?
Oh no, the
Ooh.
page on the wiki.
Oh, it's like flashing different colors. Oh, okay. Yeah. Regen. Uncraftable potion, no effect. Okay. Regen, yeah, it's kind of like a light purple. Oh. I think I'll do kind of a lighter pink. Purple. Maybe I'll mix purple and pink. We'll see how that looks.
Also remember, if your potion of leaping looks dark, watch out, it could be poison.
It just could be poison. Who knows? I don't know.
And now I suddenly can't remember what those. And now suddenly I can't remember what the ink collections look like after Squid dies.
It's like plain Minecraft, but without any of the tooltips.
Yeah. That's what, back in my day, back when I joined, and you probably joined as well, you couldn't, like, wiki page wasn't very good. And it was kind of like spotty. So, like, if you had to craft something, you just have to spend, like, a bunch of time figuring out, like, what items you needed. And if you didn't know, branch off and figure out where the heck you got that item. Potions?
Back in my day, we didn't have a built-in recipe book.
Disgusting. Who do they think they are?
Which is by far the best addition they've made to the game. For beginners.
For beginners, yeah. I don't know if I like this color. It's quite purple. Yeah, I'm growing on it, I guess. What do you think? Right here. See that?
I like purple.
Like that? What do you think?
I looked a bit cranberry for a moment.
It kind of looks cranberry-y.
But now we're getting into.
Does that look like anything?
But now we're getting into
yeah
territories you're probably looking for.
I think I want light, so it'll be brighter. Right now it's too deep, so let's make some happy little trees. And if you have not watched Bob Ross, end the stream right now, and because Bob Ross is an amazing creature. Bob Ross is one of the best.
Mario Paint Bob Ross.
Mario Paint Bob Ross. Bob Ross was like a gift. Okay, I like this purple a bit better. It's brighter. Let's see. You see that?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's just brighter. It's kind of like a twilight purple.
So yeah, back to the episode.
Actually, one company needs to make about actually one company needs to make about The Shining before we get back in. If you're going to watch it on the small screen, expect more out of Stanley Kubrick. Don't expect too much out of the miniseries.
Was there a miniseries?
Long story short, the original author wasn't too keen on Stanley Kubrick's interpretation.
I heard he didn't like it. No. I will do a bit of blending to make it look like it's lighter near the edges.
And when I say don't expect too much out of the miniseries, just be aware that there's a particular element that's probably going to be the one of the few saving graces.
Wait, what are we talking about?
Shining.
So, yeah.
Oh, I didn't realize we shifted back over to that again.
Anyways, back into the episode.
I just needed to put that up before we got back on topic.
We are going off on all sorts of tangents today.
Which is good because we're talking for much longer now. It's good. A lot of times we just do the recap and then be done.
But anyway, so yeah, as you can imagine, Fluttershy's attempt at scaring her friends not really working out. She's just not cut out for this whole scaring thing. So she doesn't just go without me, have fun. It's one of the nights you look forward to all year. Just go.
I don't like you.
But yeah, Fluttershy's feeling a bit down. She tried her best. Well, Angel has a few ideas.
Does not think the same. Does not think she tried her best.
And we get a quick face turn.
Yep. So, at the corn maze, we have Granny Smith wearing a horse mask.
The horse mask.
Because that just seems to be a thing this season.
I think, yeah, the animators really like that.
Yeah, if you don't recall earlier this year, we watched the 100th. Earlier this year, when we watched the 100th episode, and there was a. You would have to
blink
pause.
And you miss it.
You would have to pause at the right moment.
It is literally a frame. It's not even a. It's like it. And if you literally don't watch it frame by frame, you won't do it.
But yeah, so they start going through the maze, and oh, what's that over there? It's a mummy. No, it's Big Mac.
Yep.
They all went off laughing. And it's like, what's that crunching sound? Oh no, bones. More like sticks painted white. Like, wow, way to ruin the atmosphere, Rainbow.
Killjoy.
So Rhodey and Spike go off on their own way, and starts getting dark. Rhodey lights the place up. Oh no, it's eyeballs. But yeah, it's they're having a good time, but they feel like something in's been kind of swooshing around by them. It's like, and oh hey, look, ghosts. Ooh. So they start running, and Rhodey trips on her dress. Like, Fluttershy may have had a point.
No tips. Also, another Blinky if you miss a moment. Derby's costume.
Yeah. Princess Twilight Derpy.
Canon.
So yeah, they all go off running, and they end up in a cave underneath the corn maze. And it's like, Applejack's like, this isn't part of the plan I knew of, but they could be doing something to surprise us. But it's like, they hear Granny Smith doing her bit above ground, and hey, that's what they were supposed to be doing. Uh-oh. But don't worry, Applejack sees Granny Smith right over there.
Which is funny because didn't they just hear her above? So.
What was that?
Which is weird because like they heard her above them, so it wouldn't make any sense. They'd be like, "Who's that?" Can't be Granny because we heard her like 2 seconds ago.
But no, it's just Granny, sitting in a rocking chair.
Okay.
Then the head comes off.
Shadowing. maybe too soon.
Too soon.
Way too soon.
So they run off screaming, and oh hey, there's this giant monster.
Swamp Thing!
No, actually, wait. The Granny Smith, Hugh and Granny Smith was after the head falling off. Just check the footage.
Oh.
Sorry, my bad.
Continuity.
Although if you actually take note of your screen's bright enough, you'll probably see it coming.
Yeah. Like, oh hey, there's this giant fish. Well, it looks like a fish monster.
Gravity Falls reference?
I was calling Swamp Thing!
So they go off running again, and they get caught in a giant web. And oh no, Pinkie Pie can't see because Rarity's fin is covering her eyes, and they're stuck, so they can't move. It's like, all that foreshadowing back then.
That fin is strike 2 for costume design. Now twice it is.
So yeah, the monster's almost there. So Twilight teleports them out of the web and behind it, and they run outside to a hill overlooking the maze. And they hear her laughter, and they look up at the tree. It's Flutterbat. She swoops down, then goes right back, swoops again, and bites off the other head of Spike's costume. And it's like they're all cowering in fear.
Is that the first decapitation of the show?
A safe version is the best way to describe it.
But yeah, they're all freaking out, and it's like Fluttershy's like, sorry guys, my bad. And they're like, wait, what?
Wait a second.
That was you?
Second. Hold on a cotton minute.
Yeah, apparently, Fluttershy swiped that vampire foot outfit that was mentioned earlier. And she actually asked Granny Smith if she could, spice things up a bit for the maze.
For the 5, I guess. Well,
yeah.
It's still 6.
So yeah, the ghosts were a bunch of birds under sheets. The webs were thanks to the spider, and the fish monster was the bear. And the thing swooshing around that was chasing after them earlier, that was Angel. But yeah, they think this is well, especially Rainbow Dash think this is awesome. Like you should do this every year. So he's like, yeah, I could, but nah. Like, she doesn't feel right scaring her friends like that. It's like it's just not her thing.
Also,
Like,
wasn't mainly her doing it. It was
yeah.
mainly the animals being. She's got some evil friends.
But it's also an important message that, like, yeah, it's okay not doing everything. You know, it's like you don't have to always go out of your comfort zone. You know,
Yeah.
like you gave it a shot. It's just not your thing, and that's fine.
Fine, all right.
Which is definitely an important lesson.
It's a different lesson too.
Yeah.
They've done a lot of getting out of your shells.
Especially with Fluttershy.
Yes. So it's good to get like a. Some shells are okay. In moderation, it's okay.
Yeah.
And it's also something that doesn't much too. It's like an irrational fear or something. It's just I just don't like going outside at distance. You know what I mean? It's not like a lot of times those episodes where I have social anxiety for everything. You know what I mean? It's like so you need to get over that, but like
Yeah.
an event, not that big a deal. You know, once a year, thing like this, not that big a deal. That looks pretty good. I like that. It's not perfect. It's not perfect, but it's pretty good. And also, I can I can replicate it a lot because I'm gonna have to do.
But yeah, basically it goes down to a case of, yeah, you guys do Nightmare Night your way, I'll do Nightmare Night my way. Underneath the bed with a book and the animals. Alone.
Alone. Alone. Alone.
And that was Scaremaster.
Twilight. Fluttershy is the master of scare.
Yeah, it was a good episode.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
even though the holiday specials don't have much in this show, don't have much special. They're not technically special in any way. Holiday specials come around more than the holidays actually did. You know what I mean?
yeah.
And they never aired when the holiday was actually real special, but they almost, I think, pretty much we can say almost all holiday episodes were really good. So that's quite cool that they kept that trend going, which is kind of hard to do. A lot of times you do like one or two holiday specials, and then like you're like, all right, we're kind of running out of things to do, right? But they kept it pretty interesting. So every specialty episode, we kind of got something different. Obviously, Fluttershy came up with Nightmare Night a couple times with Bats and this. I guess Bats is not Nightmare Night, so it's a bit different, but you get the point.
Yeah.
I'm gonna debunk your wonky airings a bit. I believe in season one it was. I believe in season one the winter wrap up episode came around close to a warmer time.
Close to when it
closer when it gets warmer in the real world.
But it's not really a holiday episode. If you think about it, it's
Yeah,
like
don't even get me started on the progression of seasons in season 1. Like, oh hey, winter wrap up. Later in the season, oh hey, it's fall.
huh, 4K.
But if I'm allowed to continue, I would have to say season 2 had the Halloween episode perfectly timed, as well as the first heartwarming episode.
Yeah, I think it was later that the scheduling got a bit wonky with the actual holiday episodes.
Yeah, definitely in the later episodes, they got really bad or really whack. Like the last season, like okay, or like 8 and 7 were like, yeah, holiday episode, why not? It's like right in the middle or something, and it was like airing in summer thing where it's like, yay, Christmas episode, okay, in July or August when it aired. It's not even close. Like
Well, I mean, even if it was in July, then they would be following the Hallmark rules.
yeah. Look, it's coming. Christmas is now coming towards us in the calendar. Now it's like, but that means all of the. Yep. I don't think I've ever watched a.
What?
I don't know if I've ever watched a Hallmark.
Oh, there's a drinking game.
Probably, yeah.
No, there is.
When do you drink?
Hold on, let me pull up the page.
It's
I
like
can't
official
remember if I've seen.
rules.
I can't remember if I've seen any beforehand, but one I can. The only one I can mention now that I actually know the title of is Smart Cookies, co-starring Michelle Creeper and Claire Corlett.
Huh. Let's see now, where's that thread? Page 3.
Is your girlfriend making you watch Hallmark? That's right. You don't have a girlfriend. Ugh.
Ah, here we go.
Say you got stuck watching a Hallmark.
Okay, the Hallmark Christmas movie drinking game.
Is there different rules for Halloween?
I don't know. Yeah.
There aren't Hallmark movies, are there, for Halloween? I don't even.
Yeah. Take a drink when a character's name is related to Christmas. Holly, Nick, Chris, etc.
Yes.
Someone drinks hot chocolate, cider, or eggnog. Someone disses fake Christmas trees. A big city person is transplanted to a small town.
Do these have scores and that like big ones like that? Because it's a plot device. Do you have like a couple drinks for that, or is it just one?
There's multiple tiers of drink.
Oh, okay. Okay,
But yeah,
that's how it balances.
still taking a drink when there's mistletoe.
Okay.
A magical deal is made with Santa or an angel.
Okay.
A newcomer partakes in an old family/town tradition.
Okay.
There's a reference to a dead relative.
Okay.
You see an ugly sweater or tie. Jingle Bells is played. And specifically in quotation, Jingle Bells, so not just any Christmas music.
No, it must be Jingle
Or when someone gets snowed in.
That one's gonna happen.
Finish your drink when the Christmas stomach is filled with holiday spirit. Or it starts snowing on Christmas.
That's basically all of them.
Take a shot when you spot basically any of the main Hallmark actors or actresses, or when the main characters fall in love.
I wouldn't be too surprised if a lot of the actors they get are from Canada.
Probably. Canada's easy to film into, like they law or whatever, or If you get a
40 new movies.
if you get a so if there's a movie and it takes like Seattle, it's most likely in Victoria, not actually in Seattle because it's quite expensive to film in Seattle.
Christmas TV movie bingo. Vampire, not vampire.
Vampire. What?
God, like I blame the episode.
There we go, guys. This is the finished product.
Vancouver posing as New York.
There we go. Vancouver also is.
Vampire.
Vancouver got metal. They had vampires. I'm gonna go show my parents so fast. I'll be right back.
I think it's worth.
Ooh,
I think it's worth mentioning that. I think it's worth mentioning that Angel had a vampire's cape.
Oh, before I go, when I come back, you should have the next color ready.
right.
Oh.
I was thinking, maybe some sparkles. Actually, I'm going to be right back.
Hopefully, nothing of the Stephanie Meyer type. Probably should move that to the mom's room eventually. Yeah, slightly getting back on topic. I think sarcasm pretty much sums it up. Probably that. I think these guys pretty much sum up a little better. You're bound to get that. You're bound to question Fluttershy, but in the end, you can't fault the message.
Crap. I missed the spot, guys. Okay. Where's my brush? Okay. It's in the soaking. Dang it.
And of course, there's a reason we turn to episodes like this: the Halloween visuals.
By the way, did you figure out what episode? I mean, what next?
Cosa?
Huh?
Che cosa?
What?
What were you trying to say?
What color are we gonna paint the next one? What potion should it be? Should it be like jump assist, or healing? Healing is like bright red.
Let's see now. Fire resistance is kind of a.
I'm gonna go wash my brush real fast. You guys figure it out.
They need bigger images.
Okay, what will you sell?
Well, if you go to the page, the potion of fire resistance looks kind of like a dark yellowy orange.
Yellowy orange. Ah, yes. Okay. Yellowy orange. I have a lot of that. What about this?
What?
Maybe it should be more yellow. Yeah.
Color choice.
Yeah, it should be more.
It's kind of hard to tell.
Here, I'll try to get it a bit closer to the Yeah, I think it needs to be a bit more yellow. Let's get some yellow. Let's put that over here. Oh shoot, that's funny. Okay, and then we can just manually mix it. Knife. Take some of this here, to then here. See what we get. Ooh, the yellow is pretty powerful, but I shall overpower it with. Okay. Might need more yellow actually. It's like a brighter orange. Pumpkin orange now. Let's do some more yellow. Oh. Paint's kind of weird. It's fun because you can kind of. Well, it's kind of up to you. But the colors are much harder to work with. Obviously, you're not like color wheeling it. Oh, that's a good color right there. See that orange right there? Yeah, that's a good orange. Very, very fire resist looking there. Yeah. I like the jump boost potion, so I think I'll do that color. It's
Okay.
it's like bright green, and it's kind of want to figure out how to make bright green. Okay. So, what were you guys talking about? Ooh, look at that. That is sharp. Woo.
Well, while you were away, I was also away.
Oh, okay.
I think we left off on a bit of a Hallmark tangent.
Ah, yes.
Yeah, we went over the drinking game, and like on the bingo sheet, Vancouver are posing as New York
Or Seattle.
or any other U.S. city.
Because it's cheap to film Vancouver. Have stupid.
You know how it is. TV shows filming in Vancouver, movies filming in New Zealand, or sometimes TV shows film in New Zealand.
It's not mutually exclusive.
And you'll never
How
guess.
is-
And you'll never guess what just came to mind.
What?
No, we won't.
Lord of the Rings.
Of course.
That's
Also,
like,
if I recall, Power Rangers is still being filmed in New Zealand at this point in time.
is there a Power Rangers movie coming out?
No, the TV show.
Oh, their TV show?
Yeah.
I didn't even know there's a TV.
Well, you know, since something in Hasbro.
You clearly did not grow up with the Fox. You clearly did not grow up with the Fox Kids generation.
No, I did not. I never got into Power Rangers, to be honest. I was kind of. I grew up. My action TV show was definitely with a kid when I was like about 10. That was coming out. Dang, that was good.
Well, for me, it was in categories. You had the more cheesy action show, Power Rangers. Then you have
crap.
what?
I just realized when he said cheesy, This looks like nacho cheese.
Oh. I can see that.
Yeah. The more cheesy action like Power Rangers, and then you had like the more serious action like Xena and Buffy.
Is Buffy serious? I never knew. I've never watched it.
Yeah, like 7 seasons.
I'm sorry for all the Buffy fans. Grown.
To be a little fair, to be a little further, to be a little further right. Also, sadly, wasn't part of the Fox Kids demographic, but obviously, when someone ends up watching parody videos, you'll eventually get that awareness.
Yeah, it's like not just like Fox Kids. I also grew up like at a time when Cartoon Network, like pre-Toonami, back when Cartoon Network was still playing like Tom and Jerry and old Scooby Doo.
Yeah, I remember that. That's good stuff. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Like kid violence. Cartoon Network with Tom and Jerry. Man, I love that one where it's like uber patriotic. That's like one of my favorite ones. Or it's like they do like a bombing run in like a. Do you remember that?
Nope.
They're like fighting in the basement, and like they're like just a bunch of obviously thing.
You're asking me to remember something I watched probably like over 2 decades ago.
Okay, I'll just explain it. There's like lots of fireworks involved. Jerry makes like a egg carton into like a plane somehow. I forgot he's dropping like eggs and no, he's dropping like freaking light bulbs, which is pretty violent actually. Glass hitting him, and they're like
Okay, that
blowing up.
vaguely rings a bell.
And he's like dropping them. He pushes them at the back of the egg carton.
Yeah, I can kind of see that.
Oh my. What's happening now? You kind of get like this. So it looks pretty good here. Right? It looks pretty good. And then when you like hold it up to the light, it looks really bad. Because it's obviously all the light's going through the back and then eliminating all the errors.
The Battle of Taco Bell Nacho Cheese.
Let's not talk about that. Yeah, that's pretty nacho cheesy.
It's their spicy nacho cheese. That's what gives it the fire resistance.
I knew it. Except when you go to the bathroom after. And especially after.
I never really had that issue with Taco Bell.
Lucky. It's like every time I go. Like Taco Bell for me, I really like it, but it's like I always have to weigh the consequences. I'm just sitting there, I'm like, okay, what do I got after this? You know what I mean? Do I need to sit down for
Then again, I don't typically get stuff like the chalupas or stuff like that. With me, it's like either the cheesy bean and rice burrito, the Frita burrito, it's new now, but like the quesadilla melt, or just the quesadilla.
Yeah, quesadilla wouldn't do that, obviously, but
Quesadilla is my favorite.
I usually do a bean burrito, which is expensive. I've done more tacos now. Helps.
My favorite taco was the double decker, but they got rid of that.
They got nacho fries still.
I don't know.
They brought them back.
Now you're reminding me of the occasional return of the cheesy bites at Pizza Hut.
Ah. Oh,
In fact, in fact, I actually capitalized on their latest re-release by bringing them to Scouts at one point.
I don't get Pizza Hut in my area. I am literally out of their delivery range. Which is just fine with me. I prefer Domino's.
yeah, Domino's is better. Just spitting straight facts here. I'm sorry, but that's the truth.
You should see some of the ways they occasionally miscut.
Domino's?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's taste. That's the base. I can take a miscut if. I was gonna try to lead us in. Force. What was it? It was. What was it called? The Rise of Skywalker. That's what. The last trailer has been released. Did you guys see it? And if so, what did you think?
I saw it and. Eh?
Please.
As strange as it is, it's hard to. As strange as it is, I really focus on the marketing, especially to the fact that my sister actually was a bit iffy about the Addams Family marketing. I just went into knowing it was an Addams. I just went into knowing it was an Addams Family movie, and therefore it was going to be good, and it was.
I have seen it, and hi.
3, 2, 1.
They landed freaking space horses on a capital ship. I have no clue why. I have no clue what tactical reason there is. Yeah.
Like I've stated before, I'm just here to see the conclusion of the Kylo Ren train wreck.
Yeah, and it looks like there was like that teaser with Rey being evil.
You know the trailer always lies.
That's a vision. If it's even in. So if it's true, if this is all true, apparently they're still shooting, like right now. You know, like last week or whatever, they were still shooting the movie. It's due to come out in like 2 months, and they were still shooting the movie.
That's not a good sign.
That is a really, really bad sign. Because apparently they showed it to test audiences. So apparently they're reshooting stuff like characters on site shooting, which is really bad. That means it's not editing, they're like shooting new stuff. Like, you know.
Hopefully they didn't try doing something stupid like Rey being helpless and Kylo being the one that has to save her.
I don't know. Rey is not interesting. She's not. They're like having her train in the trailer. It's not worth it. She's already God.
Oh,
She already beat Rey like twice. I mean,
so that's
Kylo.
interesting.
What?
Sorry, I was looking over one of my purchases from today.
It's kind of melodious painting. What's it like watching it? Is it boring?
It's okay.
It's okay.
Yeah, I think after this next movie, the Star Wars movies won't be like an immediate go-to. I'll wait for the reviews first.
Yeah. I'll probably end up seeing.
Like most non-Marvel movies.
Yeah, I don't know.
Marvel has earned my trust.
I don't. I'm gonna have to see like when the next trilogy. They're gonna release another. Apparently, I'm gonna have to see what they do. If they listen to fans, just like make a new story. Just do whatever you want. Stop making.
Now everything has to do with the Skywalker family. Let them be already.
Just go. Go. You're still here. Go. It's sad because this is supposed to be a momentous occasion, and like every reviewing this trailer just doesn't care. You know what I mean?
Set stories during the Old Republic. It's like you have an open play field there. Go.
Recanonize a bunch of stuff. There's so much was already tested. You know what I mean? Like a lot of the stuff has already been audience tested. You know what I mean? Like stuff from the books, you can look at how the fans took it and then take what people liked and get rid of the other stuff.
But don't drop a moon on Chewbacca. No one liked that.
Don't do what? Sorry.
Don't drop a moon on Chewbacca. No one liked that.
No one liked that. Apparently there might be Ahsoka in this as like a Force ghost or something. They're like trying to pull out every fan forgive us move. You know what I mean? They brought back Palpatine because I think they thought it might bring in. And it's like, no, just no. You killed Snoke in the last movie, and you're now crap. We shouldn't have done that.
Yeah, it turns out he's actually Palpatine's Force ghost is possessing the body of Jar Jar.
Yes, they got his ears cut off. Maybe all of this. Okay. Right now, I'm telling you now. If they go Darth Jar Jar, it's the best movie ever.
I mean, we all know the rise of the Empire is explicitly Jar Jar's fault.
Yes, and that will be like the biggest.
Like he's the one who convinced the Senate to give Palpatine emergency powers.
It's true. Did you see him jump on the first movie? Only Jedi can jump that high usually. In the Lego games, in the Lego Star Wars games, he's the one that can jump the highest. Coincidence?
I think not.
So now that if they do that, I will seriously the best movie ever. But if it's not, you're gonna really have to work for it. Which I don't know they can do. They kind of had hints of like a big space battle because we need to have a space battle because we haven't had every other so far. So anyone who is here for space battles, jeez, whole time you haven't gotten anything. Okay.
But hopefully it'll have a more memorable plot than the last movie.
Oh my gosh, that was like the most.
Of which I can't even remember the plot of the last movie.
It was so boring if you think about it. Like we're out of range. They're too fast, and like you have Star Destroyers behind you. Are they? It's like I can maybe see the big capital by like Star Destroyers. Send like a bunch of those in, and then they send in Kylo and his like TIE fighter, and they're like, pull back, we can't cover. And it's like, why would they've never pulled back TIE fighters because they can't cover them. They don't care about TIE fighters. That's the whole point of a TIE fighter. You don't care about it. It's just like a ship that you can send a bunch out of. And they sent 3 at it. Remember that?
Nope.
They're like,
I
attack.
barely remember anything about The Last Jedi. That's how forgettable it was.
So there we got a fire resist potion, guys. Boom, fire resist. So we got regeneration, fire resistance. Let me go wash my brush again. BRB.
Oh God.
There was like that clip of C-3PO, and he was like, "I'm getting one good look at my friends, one last good look." I'm like, you barely know these people. Like you haven't said anything, and you
I
said
just
like,
realized, you know how the movies so far have been kind of shadowy in the original trilogy.
yeah, a bit.
I'm minorly placing bets that Kylo Ren will die somehow as a result of saving Rey from Palpatine.
Take two.
You want to be like Darth Vader so much, then you can die like him.
I bet I could see that happening. Yeah, I could see that happening. Or I could
I
see
don't
that
want it to happen because like we've done this song and dance before. Do something new.
paying money to see something new, and I don't want to do the same thing with different characters that I don't even care about. um, I I bet. So it said the articles and stuff I've been reading say they wrote like they wrote like 5 endings or whatever. So I bet that was probably one of them. I'd like to see it, if nothing else, and see if they, see which one would have been the best. You know what I mean? I wonder if they'll ever release, like animatics of. See, I'm surprised that there aren't movies like that. You know what I mean? Like they didn't do that for like the Endgame or something. Like that makes so much sense for like an action movie like Endgame. Like why don't they do like a multi-ending movie where like you can watch one movie and it's like most stuff, but then maybe like the last 2 acts are a bit different.
Of course, there's also the fact that there's several plots for like the new trilogy that only get explained in the books.
That's another thing. It's like, well, it's explained in the book. Like, well, I don't.
Well, if it's not in the
read
movie,
books.
it doesn't
Yeah,
count.
yeah. I can go read a book anytime I want. It's like I watch a movie, not. It's like you just read the book. It's in the book. I'm like, you don't have to watch. You don't have to read books to get the first trilogy, first 2 trilogies. You know what I mean?
But yeah, like stuff like, oh, apparently a word got out that Darth Vader was Leia's dad, and people were notably pissed about that. And apparently that was how Kylo Ren found out.
So he didn't tell. She didn't tell him beforehand. Huh. But that's you'd never know that. I didn't know that.
If I'm recalling correctly. But yeah, stuff that was only in the books.
But like that, if that's true, that's a pretty crucial thing that helps the movie a bit. You know what I mean? Because it makes you like, oh, that makes a bit more sense. But currently, it's like Luke just bad. I hate how much they rag on Luke. I think that's one of the big things I hate. Because they try to make you like Luke, hate Luke and like Rey so much in the worst way possible of just killing the character. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
There's a way to make you like a character, and usually it's like you build up to their death or something. Whereas this was just like, you're stupid. Right? Luke was like, you're stupid, don't do it. You're stupid, don't do it. And I died. It's like, what? Just makes you kind of think Luke's an old codger and then doesn't really redeem himself that much. He doesn't even show up. He's like a Force ghost. He's like at the last second, he's like, maybe I should do something. Yeah. Another thing I don't know what they're going to do about is like a giant fleet video. You know what I mean? Like a fleet has now collected. And in the last movie, we left off in the last. 8 guys in the Falcon. So it's like, okay, where all these other ships come from? You said the Resistance has like dead. At the end of Empire, you see a fleet, right? You're like, okay, they're okay. They lost the battle a lot of times. Dead, right? They still got little frigates and fighters and stuff like that. They just don't have as many, too, probably. So it makes sense. And then when in the final battle, they have a ragtag group of ships, and you're like, okay, that makes sense. They've been collecting over the years that have passed, and it's implied that years have passed. I don't. Is there going to be a time jump in this? I hope there is, because to have that big a fleet in like a year makes no sense.
Yeah.
One,
As
one can only
go
hope,
ahead.
One can only hope that DK makes an ultimate visual guide on these new movies eventually, or updates the current visual guide to have these new movies in. Because yes, it also because yes, it does state there are time skips.
What were you going to say, Sarcasm?
Oh yeah, I was looking at the whole Kylo Ren learns about Darth Vader thing.
Yeah.
So, according to this page, turns out in the new Star Wars expanded universe, Luke, Leia, and Han basically kept it a secret until someone found a recording in and yeah, it gets revealed, it's like to the public, and basically ruins Leia's political career. And that's why she's leading the Resistance.
Ah, see, that's kind of an important plot line. Otherwise, you're like, why is she not like freaking Mon Mothma status? Not, I have a couple X-wings status and a borrowed ship, the Radis.
And
Why
like
not?
these important backstory details. These would have been nice to have.
No, but it's in the book. You don't get it, sarcasm. It's like they expect the nerds to like preach how the movie works to everyone else. You know what I mean? It's like, it works. It works with other movies. Knowledge from other people. It's like, no, but you've got to make a good movie so that the nerds want to research it. You know what I mean? I've heard the books are decent, but books aren't movies.
Yeah, like someone put it in. I think it was talking about a game, but like, yeah, if you have a nice story, but you have to dig through hundreds of pages to find out about it outside the normal, thing you're going through, then it doesn't count.
It just doesn't count. It's like
Final Fantasy 13. Oh, there's all these backstory details in the data logs, but since it's not in the game proper, it doesn't matter.
you gotta visit the wiki page to figure out what the heck is happening.
Or simply show, don't. Well, you get the idea.
You can do it correctly. Minecraft, good case of that. Originally, Minecraft is a case that fits this definition anymore because it kind of tells you how to do everything. But originally, some of the draw to Minecraft, at least for I don't know how anything works. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think the problem is the new movies, new Star Wars and stuff, the Disney Star Wars, they kind of the stuff they have makes no sense. Like a lot of times, Star Wars makes a bit of sense, but not a lot of sense, right?
Like it has its own consistent internal logic.
Yeah. So like X-wings, they don't make much sense if you think. But they make sense in the universe because it's this fighter that has a decent amount of damage, and it's like big of a ragtag ship. So you're like, all right, and it does some damage. And not invincible, but it's stronger than X or TIE fighters, as you can see from the movies. So you're like, yeah, that makes sense. You see the what are they called? B-17, B-7E5 bombers or whatever they're called.
No idea.
Which they're the ones in Last Jedi, the ones that they're big poles, basically in the first act of the movie. First action scene, they're the bombers, the big bombers.
Oh, right, those things.
Which are very obvious references to B-17 because the frickin' name is B-17E or whatever.
So working on the invisible potion, huh?
This is this visible or jump?
I mean, put it under a green screen effect, it'll be an invisible potion.
Anyways, those don't make any sense in the fans. In as you said, the universe logic, they don't work. You don't have to explain how they work. Like X-wings, you don't see how they work. Magical ships that fly in universe in the space and on the land, but the bomber things don't make any sense at all. Like they don't work, and they don't make any sense. They wouldn't work in any situation.
Well, you could theoretically say that the ships have their own little. Obviously you can tell there's gravity inside the ship, so you could theorize that the gravity field extends a bit outward.
No, I'm saying I'm not worried about how the logic of the ship works. I'm worried about they don't make any tactical sense at all.
Oh,
like
tactical sense.
They are slower than anything we've ever seen in Star Wars. Literally slower than anything. Capital ships move faster than them. They have no shields apparently. Literally, they're one of the largest ships that are shieldless. Meaning they're basically weak as crap. As you see in the movie, they get hit once by a blaster bolt and they just blow up.
The Ford Pinto of Star Wars ships.
Basically. And I could see that if they're explained like that, but they're like shown as like bombers coming in, and then they just blow up. It's like, okay, what was that set up at the start? And then they're like, so they don't make any sense to fly separately. Shields, right? And when you fly them close to each other, and they're so slow they can't get to even they can't even catch up to capital ships in some way. The capital ship probably could get away, or anything smaller than a dreadnought. And then you're like, but what about the payload? It's like, but if the payload reaches the target, like 1/20th of the payload meets the point. But he's like, yeah, but that cost. It killed itself. So they're basically suicide bombers. If they came out, if maybe you could say it as a suicide bomber. I could see them like, it's a suicide mission. We loaded them out so much they, just worst case ram it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and actually, if it's a suicide mission, why not just load the bomb onto a faster ship and just have them ram into the other ship?
Exactly. It's like perfect point. It's like you have X-wings with torpedoes, that big giant circle thing. If they wanted to hit the big giant circle thing, just load proton torpedoes on the X-wings and bomb them. They can shoot into small targets, right? And hit small hard points. And it looked like the first couple bombs killed it. You know what I mean? Like the rest were in that shot of the dreadnought exploding. Like the first couple bombs hit, and it starts a chain reaction, and then the rest of them start hitting, and they're basically blowing up into explosion. So it doesn't even matter. You know what I mean?
Okay. Long story short, we can just chalk it up to everyone in The Last Jedi is a complete idiot.
Basically. Or whoever sold those ships really got a good deal.
I was going to say, maybe they got those ships at a bulk discount.
They would have had to. Maybe they put their worst fighters on them. You can't fly anything. We'll put you in this big, slow-moving box that every time we've ever used it kills everyone. So if you survive
They
that,
use it once and then never see it again
nope. In this last
because
movie,
they all died.
in this next movie, we see some more in that big fleet scene. In the trailer, there's some more of them. If I was anyone in the fleet, I would ship as possible because that thing is a ticking time bomb. As we have seen, it is like a nuke on your side. It's like, when those things go off, it kills everything. Oh my gosh! I almost hope one of them blows up from the movie. It's just like it's just the plants that they're basically useless. I don't know. And then we go back to the next movie saying, "Oh yeah, we have these and they work better, so maybe we should have used those first." I don't know. It's dramatic to be dramatic. It makes no sense, right? That's why I also hate the horse scene in this trailer because it's like it's just dramatic sense. It makes no sense at all, and you can't really defend it. You know what I mean?
Like all the issues would have been, in the movie would have been solved if people would just talk to each other.
That too. I do not like that plot. That's a good point. Very good point. Where it's like movies where it's like, oh, if they just said something. What was that? Wasn't that a reference to like
Yeah.
showing how? Wait, was that Pony or was that something else? That might have been Gravity Falls or something. Where they're like, oh, it's a classic story where the one character. I don't like that because it's almost lazy writing. I think I don't like that trope in general. Though that's maybe a where it's just like, oh, maybe it's kind of a Romeo and Juliet. It's basically a Romeo and Juliet where it's like if Juliet just literally just didn't drink the poison or whatever. No, it was Romeo. If Romeo had not drank like for 2 seconds longer, the whole thing could have been avoided.
Yeah, I remember that anime.
So, Romeo and Juliet's a much better movie than or book than freaking
I also have the manga somewhere.
Romeo and Juliet manga edition.
Hey, they had an anime. There were Pegasi and everything. Okay, it was a bit of a loose interpretation of it, but you know.
What is the best character in these movies, in Star Wars movies recently? Go positive. I've been ragging on it. I've been monologuing. I've been modeling too much. Do something positive. Painting. Bob Ross.
Like I said, I'm at this point. I'm just watching for Kylo Ren. I'm just completely intrigued and like, okay, where are they gonna take this?
You've painted yourself into a corner. You're gonna find out. His character's been all over the place, and it's kind of like if he
He's in
gets
his angsty teen phase and has no idea what the hell he's doing.
it's like if he gets redeemed, it's like he still killed his father. Like it's kind of that awkward. Like he did do something pretty awful, and he also tried to kill his mom. No, he didn't kill his mom. I forgot it was that random time about it. So it's a bit awkward there. It's kind of like the Luke and Leia thing, I guess, in the movies where it's like your brother and sister. But he didn't know that, I guess, in the script writing. It's kind of not his fault, I guess. He didn't think he was going to get more than one movie. He also was running on a budget where he had to sell. I think they had to like sell some personal stuff just to get this first movie out or whatever. Or is that a different movie? I don't remember. So yours is Kylo Ren.
I see. I see you now know your preferred ship in the franchise.
I don't like them at all. I don't like either of the characters that much. I guess Kylo's pretty decent. I guess he has potential still. Poe is kind of a wasted character. Be better. Don't care about Rose at all. Finn, also kind of a wasted character. Finn could do better.
You know what's bad when I'm trying to remember which one is Poe and which one is Finn, right?
Finn's the stormtrooper.
Right.
Poe is a.
Keep in mind, I've only seen these movies once each.
I watched both of them at least twice, so I have a bit more. And I've watched a bunch of like recap videos, what sucked about them and stuff like that. So I was like, is it just me? Or does it suck? What about you, Alex? I was gonna say BB-8 was pretty good. He's cute. He's not. But that's a problem. He's just kind of cute. He doesn't.
And has about as much personality like half the rest of the cast.
Basically, and he's a robot, so that's not. But I think R2D2 had more of a sticking power. And he's not even that cute. He's just a trash can.
I'm kind of playing the safe bet and waiting until the conclusion actually comes about to make my final judgments.
But you gotta guess. You gotta guess. The fun part, you know? That's like half the fun now. Oh my gosh. Okay.
I just remembered another thing from Last Jedi. You know that bit where Leia's flying through space?
Oh boy.
Yeah,
Ooh,
like
boy.
after what happened with Carrie Fisher, it's like, that scene just feels bad now.
That didn't age well.
It's like it aged badly from the premiere. Through no fault of its own, mind you, just really unfortunate timing.
I don't really know how to feel about that episode, that part of the episode, just because it's like,
Also, just generally feels out of place in general.
yeah, in Star Wars, it's never been hinted. I don't know. It's yeah.
It's like, so Jedi can. She isn't even really a full Jedi. As far as we know, she had no training, so she could just because she can do this.
I'm trying to think.
Like, it comes out of nowhere.
I don't think there's any really precedent for in that. Like, I don't think any of the books really talk about it. I don't think any of the movies have that. I don't think any of the shows really hint about that. I think there was a floaty bit in Clone Wars where Anakin and Ahsoka get in a ship and its gravity well is damaged, so they're all floating around. But I'm trying to remember if they force push around. I don't know what she's doing. Is she pulling herself closer, or is she pushing?
But the point is, they were Jedi. Leia was a former politician and rebellion leader.
Yeah.
Big difference.
It's always been hinted she has force powers, like talking to Luke and stuff long range. But I don't know. I'm feeling Luke in the, when the Death Star blows up in the 6th movie. She's like, he's all right. I know he's all right, and stuff like that. So it's always been hinted. So I wasn't so surprised that she had abilities like that. But I'm kind of like in the mind where it's like, why wouldn't you like pursue that? Because that's pretty awesome.
It's like, can all Jedi just survive the vacuum of space now? Is that where we really want to take this?
I don't really want to defend it that much, but she doesn't survive very long, or she's dying. It looks, but still, and she gets blown out. Like it's like an explosion, and she's old, so you wouldn't think she'd survive something like that. In even in universe, you know what I mean? Not referencing real life. I'm talking about real life. I don't know. Oh, you know the part where Kylo Ren flies in and blows up, right, with all the ships in it?
Sure, let's say I remember that.
Say you remember it. He flies into the hangar, right, at full speed, and he does his little spins and stuff. It's in the trailer for that movie when it came out. Doing spins. He flies into the hangar, and the hangar is like a pipe that goes down into the ship, right?
Right.
Never implied how he gets out, because he's going at full speed, and he shoots missiles, and then, like, what? He stops and turns around and then flies out?
Wait, which
Like,
movie is which one is this again?
the Last Jedi.
Ah,
Yeah, in that movie, he flies in, blows up the hangar. How does he get out? 'Cause-
sorry, I was mixing that up with Anakin and Menace.
Oh. Yeah, but he turns around in that movie. He turns picking up, and he's stopped fully. Whereas in this, he's like going full speed, spin attack, Dragon Ball, and flies in, shoots missiles, blows up the hangar, and then it's like a massive explosion. So you're like, where do you go? And it doesn't go out the other side. It's like a the hangar, and he flew into the ship. I don't know. That's just like a plot hole, just like in a Star Wars movie, like a big Star Wars movie. How do you have action set pieces with giant plot holes like that? You know what I mean? You could have just designed the ship slightly different, and it would have worked fine. You could have just made him fly through it like it's a hangar.
Because it's the Last Jedi.
As it's the last. I think this is a case of too many. You know what I mean? Where there are just way too many people working on this movie. None of them have that much authority, so everything just comes out bland. You know what I mean? Because the action isn't that interesting, the story isn't that interesting, all of it's safe. It's like they told the action people to be like, all right, what do we do? It's like, we can do a Hoth recreation, but it's salt instead of snow. It's like, all right, yeah, do that. What about you? It's like, we do a space battle, but there's no space battle. Yeah, you can do that. It's just boring. Like, all of it's boring. And
Also, almost have to feel sorry for the guy who was playing Snoke. Guy probably imagined he would have had a 3-movie deal.
yeah, at least 2.
Well,
Oh yeah,
hologram.
hologram. Sorry, yeah, I meant I guess 3 basically.
But nope. Palpatine again.
They also did quite a few characters in the film, and then added more in this one stuff. And they're adding another droid and stuff like this in this final movie. It's like, calm down, guys.
You guys can't even handle the characters you already have.
Yeah, that's really bad character. You can do that, but you need to make them so we care about them. I guess they think they can get away with it for the reason that it's like you already know Lando and stuff. But they're gonna have like a new droid, like name's Dio, I think, like Dio, and he looks like a hairdryer. He's like in one of the clips of the movie.
Ah, yes, you thought it was a normal droid, but it was Dio.
The hairdryer droid. I don't know what he's supposed to do. He's getting smaller. like it's already kind of funny to see funny to see BB-8 in S X-wing because he's like tiny.
I can already see the JoJo references coming out of the roadworks for just that alone.
The what for the Astromech or about Dio?
That new droid,
Oh yes for the
Dio.
animator. Yeah, it already is. It's not that big a one because no one cares. But
Fair enough.
oof. But
And it's like you've fallen in hard times when people can't even really be bothered to make JoJo references.
yeah, memes. It's like memes are like what kept Star Wars alive for a lot of people. You know what I mean?
That in the books.
The freaking prequels. Yeah, okay. Recent thing that kept the movies alive was meme stuff. Yeah, in the past, it was books and stuff. But nowadays, in modern times, it was memes that kept a lot of fans happy and stuff. Prequels, I mean, it is solid content for me.
Oh yeah, it's like if Metal Gear has taught me anything, it's memes, 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 memes.
When you go back and watch the prequels, it is like every like 5 minutes there's another meme. Like another popular meme, you know, like this whole operation was your idea, and it's like we're still flying half a ship, and all of these memes.
Or of course, execute Order 66.
The classics. What about the droid attack on the Wookiees? Some of them are like meta ones like that, because attack on the Wookiees is funny, but it's kind of weird, so it kind of stuck with people. But you have to be a fan of the movie to see that over and over. So you're like,
God, it's said when the prequel trilogy is more memorable.
yeah, and you can't fault the prequels for the action. Frick, the action was amazing. It's like you don't see people ragging on the action at all. Like everyone's like, yeah, that was pretty. The story sucked, right? But for these movies, nothing's interesting. Like characters aren't that good. Story sucks. Action sucks. even the first movie with like most people hated the first movie, fan, but they're like at least the finishing set pieces. Anakin killing this droid ship. Yeah, it doesn't make much sense, but it was kind of fun to watch. It explodes and a bunch of cool sounds, right? A bunch of cool new ships. It's like,
And the music.
oh, whew. Oh, the music. Yeah, you at all? Can you name me like any part of the movie that? No, you can.
I'm just struggling to find any part of the movies I remember in general.
I can't remember anything. Now you're asking about the music. But freaking like the ending battle scene, like oh my gosh, like with Darth Maul, that music. You're like, oh my gosh, when that kicks.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you remembered that when you came out of the movie, you're like six music. And less so in Attack of the Clones. There's a bit memorable stuff here and there. At least it's a bit more memorable when you play a song from, right?
Yeah.
But in this movies, if you gave me the soundtrack, I wouldn't be able to tell you which movie was which, like which soundtrack was from which. And then, oh my gosh, in the last movie, oh, there's banger after banger. You got like the intro thing, theme over Coruscant. You're like, brr, brr, da, da, da. Yeah. And they're like the giant ships, and they fly over that big battle over Coruscant. There's like ships shooting everything. You're like, whoa, yo, whoa, what's happening? Like, pew, 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 pew. It was awesome. The music was thumping. It really got you exhilarated, dude. Can you even remember
No one throws their wasted, John Williams.
Oh my gosh, yeah. Can you even remember the opening scene of Jedi? Last Jedi? I can't. Was it? I think it was another Star Destroyer crawl. I think. Was it? No, I think it was a. I think it was a pan next to the big capital ship that blows up hyperspace mode.
Well, I do remember one bit from The Last Jedi. Rey handing Luke the lightsaber.
Ah.
And then him just tossing it.
Yeah. That was one of those, hey, that's kind of...
That's kind of funny.
And then, well, that's one of those things where I'm like, yeah, that's funny. And then 10 seconds later, I'm like, wait a second. That makes no sense at all. Like, that's not even... Luke wouldn't do that. You know what I mean? I'm like, wait. Why did Luke do that? You know what I mean? Like, it's funny, but it's not a Marvel movie. You know what I mean? You do jokes a different way in these movies. Have funny punchline humor like that.
It's one of those things that is funny to us, but it's not supposed to be funny.
Well, it was supposed to be funny, but they played it off as a joke, and I'm like, that's a very plot relevant thing, and they just made like, come on, guys, you know what I mean? You can see that, like, okay, they don't do tone correctly in this movie. So, like, Guardians of the Galaxy, so funny movie, right? Such a funny movie, right? And then you get to the end of the movie, and you get to the end of the movie, and Star-Lord sees on the bed, and there's no joke. Notice there's no joke. It's a serious moment. You don't have to have a joke in the serious moment, right?
Right.
And everyone still remembers it as a jokey movie. You can have...
But I knew that there was a time and a place.
Yeah, and you don't put a joke right in the middle of something serious. And that's... Or if you do, it's done correct. And that's what they did in Guardians of the Galaxy. Correctly in the middle of something serious with hammer guy. he's gonna hammer the ground, and then he starts dancing, right?
The dance battle.
Yeah, and you're like, okay, that makes sense, right? But Luke isn't Star-Lord. You don't do that. He's not that character. Han might do something like that, but he's dead. Poe might do something like that.
No, Han only does that for the Xbox Kinect games.
You got me there. I'm Solo. I'm Han Solo. Han Solo. Han Solo, yeah.
I wonder if he does that for the Lego games.
Best scene in the Lego games is the little, you're in the Death Star level in the New Hope, and you find the Stormtrooper spawn. Best part. That was like amazing. There's like a sauna for Stormtroopers. I hope that's canon. That better be canon, or I'm... When you see the official cross section of the Death Star. The Stormtroopers got to unwind. They got to stand all day in itchy and scratchy suits. I don't know. Jokes.
And I figured it maybe at the very least work like a Hilton, as a nice little gym, and then a pool and a hot tub.
Oh, okay. You could have a freaking ocean on the Death Star. I'm surprised I didn't do something like that. That would actually make, you know what I mean? Have a bunch of water on a Death Star, because water would soak up damage, right? Because it's not a hole, it's not metal. And it would add mass to your base. Yeah, it'd be like extra shield, because like it's seen that lasers don't go through water, right? So if you just put a bunch of oceans all over your Death Star, it if it got hit, it would just hit the water.
So lasers don't go through water. So lasers are basically like light bullets.
There's no lasers in Star Wars, actually. That sounded really pretentious. Sorry. That sounded.
Wait, what?
Well, you know, as like
They're
bullets aren't exactly great when introduced to water either.
actually, I guess there are. You know what? I'm wrong. Lasers go through the water, but I don't think they do as much damage underwater or something like that. And they're not. They're not supposed to be lasers. They're supposed to be plasma bolts in Star Wars. They're not actually lasers, and they're like Tabana gas mixed with plasma or something like that. And that's why they're bolts, like they're like little beams instead of lines, because like the gunships on Star Wars in the second Attack of the Clones, those have lasers on the side of them.
Hold on a sec. I'll be right back.
There we go. We got health potion. Health potion complete. Let me go wash my brush real fast again. Take 4. We're on the last bottle. All right. I think the last potion we should probably do is a speed potion or swiftness potion. It's kind of like a gray, like a gunmetal gray. So we've done all the major ones. We've done regen, health, jump boost, fire resist, and we'll probably do the next best is speed, because we need to get into battle. Strength. We could have done a strength potion. Do you want to do a strength potion? Strength. Where's strength? What's this? Strength. Okay, it's like a dark red. I think we'll stick to a swiftness. Just because it's visually much different. So from a tactical standpoint, it doesn't, but from a prettiness standpoint, it makes me. We'll do a little bit of blue. That looks like a lot, but it's not that thick. And then we'll do a lot of white, which I'm running out of white, so I need to buy more white. Because white goes in almost everything. That's how paints work. If you want to dilute colors, you always use white or light colors. But I have black, but it works it's so powerful that it just dims whatever you put in it. Okay, so that's light. That's really blue. Ooh. Ooh. So I better put some. I think I'll have to do a bit of black and just to make it gray, because it's blue right now, and I want gunmetal, kind of like gunmetal.
Alrighty then, I'm back.
Ayo, we are doing a swiftness potion, and I probably should have used this blue. What's this? This is like a different type of blue. Yeah, this is darker blue. I should have used this. Dang it. So we'll do a bit of this. Whoa, that's a lot of blue. And I wanted to switch topics because I've been ranting about Star Wars way too much.
Yeah, that tends to happen when the topic comes up.
Yeah. I've noticed. Why don't we talk about some leaks or rumors about Gen 5 or what how about I wanted to pose a question. What do you guys want with Gen 5? What are you looking for? Are you looking for a reboot? Are you looking for a continuation?
I'm looking for decent writing.
Decent writing. I don't know if you're gonna get that.
Yeah, that's the safe bet.
Good writing. New characters, old characters. What you feeling? That's too much blue. Too much blue.
You're saying something that we aren't, by the sounds of it.
Oh yeah, I'm seeing something on Facebook.
Ah.
Yeah, I'm using two phones, one to call Papa John's, one to call Domino's, putting them both on speakerphone.
I saw that. That's evil.
Okay, that's kind of okay. That's pretty hilarious.
Okay, this is by far the color I've wasted the most on. Because to get like this off. Oh, okay, that's working right here. Oh yeah, I'm liking that. That's swiftness right there. Yeah, baby. What do you think? Like that? That the color look about right? I'll pull up that swiftness color again and see.
God, I already closed it. Hold on.
I need more blue. Ooh, I shouldn't have done that. Ooh. Let's put this black in. Ooh. Needs more white.
Go back a page. Swiftness. Yeah, sure.
That kind of looks like water breathing or swiftness right now. What does water breathing look like? It's kind of like a dark blue, isn't it?
Darker
Yeah.
than swiftness, but lighter than night vision.
Yeah, swiftness is kind of like I need more white. I've used so much white. After this, I'm just gonna make a waste all this. I'm just gonna get some nice painting color and just go nuts. Why not? Close her out. Yeah, that's better right here. Yeah, right there. Yeah, yeah. Okay, we'll roll with this right. Okay,
I swear, someone's knocking.
that was me knocking the paint loose. Okay, so you didn't answer the what ponies you want to see. Do you want to see new ponies, old ponies, Luster Dawn?
If I've gotten the gist of it straight, there's probably going to be a new card. There's probably going to be different interpretations of select names.
But keep in mind, in that equal as more of a concept art. So they could have gone in a completely different direction by this point.
That's why I'm keeping all of that open, is because I'm like, apparently, yeah, that was super concept. So if it's concept art and we don't see much of that, or or any of it,
I'm not just going by the leaks here. I'm going by some past information, like Firefly became Rainbow Dash, and Rainbow Dash was changed from dressing in style to tomboy.
What, in the original series or in 4?
Well, the G1 equivalent of Rainbow Dash was Firefly, and the previous version of Rainbow Dash was Dressing in Style.
Yeah.
Yeah, it'd be nice to see some familiar faces, even if they're like not like the main characters,
Yeah.
or even if they're like the exact same versions, but like similar enough in character that it's like, okay, alternate universe take on, say, Pinkie Pie.
Yeah. Maybe hints of Pinkie Pie, but not the same character. I could see. Okay, from a cynical point of view, they're gonna like Rainbow Dash and Pinkie Pie and stuff like that, and because of the name recognition of those. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Pinkie Pie, Rainbow Dash are still kind of, even though they weren't like main characters mentioned because they're like the most pony sounding of the names. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
When you see on news and stuff like, and I think they have those. They've had those trademarked for a long time, so they kind of again.
I like the series now has iconic characters.
Yeah, so I could definitely see them doing and all like this is new Rainbow Dash or something like that, or this is a different Rainbow Dash multiverse move, or a rewrite totally like a wipe. I'm thinking they'll either do a wipe, which I don't know how I feel about. You know what I mean? Because in my movie sense, it's like it's kind of lazy because it's just like it's the same characters, they're already kind of laid out. You know what I mean? You can do whatever you want. And you chose to do right. So I'm like, From a personal standpoint, I'm like, characters, right? Kind of fun, but I don't know. I guess I don't know how I feel about that. I kind of like the setup of Lester Dawn.
Right.
It's like it's another. It's the same story again. Going back and thinking over that, it's so. I love how much they paralleled it. It's like Lester Dawn is literally just Twilight. She gets sent to freaking Ponyville. It's just Twilight. It's basically Twilight's Celestia, but done better. Basically, she doesn't just let Twilight do it. She basically shows Lester Dawn the best, the upsides of what she's trying to teach. So she doesn't get another. Basically, Twilight avoided a sunset shimmer.
Right.
Unless there was another sunset shimmer. We didn't get to see it because it was off screen. New locations, old locations. Pony centric like the first seasons. Centric like the. What's better?
Probably best not to introduce too much too soon.
Yeah. I think Pony got that right. I think they were running into seasons. I think it wasn't terrible, but they were running into the too many species problem of like if you introduce a new species, you have to flesh them out a bit, or the people won't believe they're real. You know what I mean, or that big a deal. So like Diamond Dogs were like weird. They were like allocated to like they anymore like that, or they're like inconsequential like the rest of the kind of in a weird state. They were used for one episode and then never touched again.
The buffalo.
The buffalo, same deal.
I mean, they did show up in the finale, in like the 2-part finale.
Zebras, like the whole Saddle Arabian, kind of like touched twice with that one guy from uh, the Starlight Trixie episode, and then the one
Yeah.
episode, uh, Fluttershy, I think, training those animals, and the princes that we never saw again. So you do run into the whole the introduce too much. You start to confuse people, and then if somebody likes something, they just never get seen again. You know what I mean? So if something does stick, they usually never expand on it, and if it doesn't stick and they stick with it, then people sort of like Griffins, but Griffins are kind of a good point because people didn't care for much. There wasn't really a huge Griffin fan base, but Griffins came up quite a lot. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But there was quite a few people that liked like zebras, but they didn't ever come up. So it sounded like it was a pitching problem and that people pitches with the zebras, but they just never got made, right?
Right.
So it sounds like almost more of a higher up. Doesn't sound like that good an episode, so they just never did it. I always forget to do that little piece. I know it's kind of. It might be a bit boring watching this, but I guess from a selfish point of view, property feeling, meaning this paint, this mixture of paint is quite thick, so it goes on kind of weird because you're kind of pushing it around. You're kind of sculpting it almost in a way because it actually kind of sticks where you put it, and it doesn't run at all. So like wherever your brush touches, it immediately sticks to it and it just stays there. It's got a weird property. The last one that I did, the green one, total opposite, kind of runny almost. Not sticky at all. Like it wasn't sticky. It just kind of was quite runny. You spread it around more, so it's the plus of it. It coated better, I think, or it coated more evenly. There were less lines. This is quite thick, so when I put it under the light, it is quite bumpy, which probably doesn't work for a speed potion because you'd think. Maybe that's just me. My head cannon. There's that first layer. Put it in frame more. Are you guys seeing this at all, or am
Yeah.
okay?
Yeah, I have your stream up on my page.
Okay. I think I got the frame pretty good in this one. A lot of times when I watch back my stream to see when I do a live show, like in real life, I don't put the thing in frame very often. It's kind of stupid because you don't see what's happening. I've run out of water and my voice is getting very dry. I have a little. Oh wait, I have a bit of water. I'll get it. Paint to paint. I've been ranting a lot, but it's like I've been painting, and it's like I'm painting. What style would you like? I've heard it might be something about 3D. Star Wars: The Clone Wars is a great how to do 3D correct. I think one of the big things they did right with Star Wars: The Clone Wars is they chose a style and stuck with it. You know what I mean? A lot of times, what happens with 3D stuff is what they'll do is they'll make a style right in the first couple episodes, and then they'll have like things here and there in an episode that aren't in the same style. You know what I mean? So maybe take cartoon, like take Star Wars: The Clone Wars Cartoon Network version. Say if they had a character with like a bunch of hair, like that was like individual fibers, it would stick out a lot because all of the other characters kind of had bricks for hair. And it worked. It was a style, right?
Right.
And they stuck with it the whole time, and you just got used to it, right? And that's how it looked. When we saw that little short of Pinkie Pie animated in 3D, I think the style, one of the things that kind of gets to you subconsciously and why you kind of like it is, or why a lot of people didn't like it, is subconsciously they noticed the style isn't very consistent and it's not very defined, the style, and that there's like really realistic stuff and then it goes back to super simplistic in other parts. And so your brain's kind of going like, how does this universe work? You know what I mean?
Right.
In a good example, it works in 2D even. So like, whenever there was an episode where you see in My Little Pony, Friendship is Magic, whenever you get, whenever they held like a book or something and it had like super detailed stuff in it, like the final episode, the second to last final episode where they had the Harry Potter, it kind of stuck out because it's like it was super HD. You know what I mean? Like the pictures in the book were like really, really HD, and
There's a reason why I joked about it. Like, oh, they got the complete series on Blu-ray.
yeah, like it was really sharp. You know what I mean? It's like that doesn't make much sense because everything in the show that's small is lower res. You know what I mean? Or it's more blocky, and that's the style they went for smaller objects to make it easy, right?
Right.
But yeah, if they wanted to do that correct, you would have done crucial scenes, but redid them in a simplistic style, and that would have been like the step ahead. Like if they did that, it would have been like, right, that was.
Well, to that, I must counter, it's magic.
It is a match. Yes, you can argue they had drones following them the whole time.
Or it did whatever it is they did for those. You remember the things they hung up in the castle from the roots of the tree?
Yeah, I'm gonna assume it's a memory thing.
Yeah.
Like maybe they take the memory of one of the characters and like how they remembered it, and so it's like epitome of, or it's like the physical manifestation of memory or something. So maybe you can have, a lot of times people remember stuff so maybe that's what it is. Like you see yourself doing something, you do it in third person when it happened. So like say you fell off your bike, you might see at some point in your life you probably fallen off, you might see it kind of feels removed because it happened a while ago, so you kind of sometimes will see it from a different perspective.
Right.
So okay, maybe I'm overthinking this one. Back to style. In other words, all of this to say, if they do 3D, they better do it and choose a style and just stick with it. Art style and art direction is actually a very, and why Pony kind of worked was, right? The characters are really defined. They're really sharp, and they're very distinct. They're different colors, right? Their hairs are all different, so you can tell from a silhouette what character it is, right?
Right.
And that's a sign of a good art direction. Problems with like modern shooters is you can't tell characters apart, right? Like sniper, I don't know, could be anything. So the art style doesn't really work that good because you can't really tell what's happening. Can't see what character is what. So you're kind of just left in the dark, and it feels muddied and it feels kind of directionless. TF2, good example. Characters, you see a silhouette of them, you know exactly. You know what I mean?
Right.
You see the big fat guy, you're like, yep, heavy, instantly. Don't even need the color. You can just do black and white. I watched a little video on. That's probably why if anyone's watching this and they're like copying this, he's like, I'm kind of referencing an episode in a video in that I saw. In general, though, art direction is a thing, and also from personal experience, I was putting some stuff in. Swiftness potion. Yay!
Speaking of art style, like, not exactly to do with Pony, but it's like, looking at like various more recent cartoons and stuff in art style, it's like, that She-Ra cartoon, that art style looks nice.
Yeah, I saw the art style for that, and I was like, so I was kind of sad. Maybe I'll watch it and give my own opinion, but
Yeah, I think I'm thinking of adding that to my to watch list,
yeah, I might watch that.
or at least to check out.
Check out, yeah. That is a very distinct color difference. I like that. That's a good mix of colors. When I wear those on my chest, that'll be very defined. It'll be like, hey, he's wearing potion. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I could have done resistance and strength and stuff, and they'd all be like three reds. They're like three different types of red, but I'm glad I did. Just it's purple, it's blue, it's green, it's orange, and it's red, and they're all really neon colored. That's really good. So there we go. There are the potions. I'm gonna go get a piece of paper and then play around for the last couple of minutes. Let me be right back. Okay, it's supposed to be for charcoal, but we will use this piece of paper. I love that red. Look at that red. Look at how sharp. Dang. Get that in frame more. So these take a long time to dry. Coat them. I could coat them in something, but it's a bit scary to do that. Here, I might grab. So here's a failed one that I did. So you can imagine this took 8 hours and it failed. The downsides of 3D printing. So let me just slap some color on this bad boy, and I can test how the colors react to things by doing this. So I'll do some green here, and yeah, maybe a smidge of this blue. So obviously this makes no sense. I'm just when I'm done, once those things are done drying, into my shop and coat this with resin with my clear coat. And a lot of times, if you're an artist, I would super suggest making something like this. So if you have something and you want it great, do not just spray clear coat onto it first try, because a lot of times what happens, paints will react differently to being coated in something. So a lot of times you'll need to figure out what resins or what clear coats like what. So I would super suggest getting a test print like this, or test color, so that you don't screw up your finished product. Because I've done that before, where you make this nice painting of something, and then you get it all done, and then whoop, the colors get screwed up at the last second. So that is very depressing. Try to avoid that now. Okay. I'm just going to play around a bit, and we can start closing it out. Kind of final thoughts, I guess, on the episode mainly. What do you guys think? Was it instrumental?
It was a good episode going forward with Fluttershy's character development. Definitely much needed.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Probably should not have done the dark colors first. I love the art style. Fun designs. All their costumes were really cool, unique. Very cute, especially Applejack's. I think for a lot of people, Applejack's was one of the highlights. What would you say, Alice? Ooh, that's a sharp right. Ooh. Do some of this blue. We're going to abstract. I never really liked doing abstract, but it's kind of fun. Get the knife in there. Ooh. That's kind of a cool. Ooh, that's cool. I like that. Oh, oh, that's a cool color. Getting muddled. Getting brown. Don't like brown. Leave it some texture. Give it some green, sharp green. Looks like a carameled apple. Get rid of this. Disgusting color. Some of that. Green. Oh, blue. Ooh, that was a cool cut. Just go like this. Okay, now pay me a bunch of money for this piece. On charcoal paper. I really like this bit right here. Cool bit. Ooh. Started to get a bit muddled here. Kind of like this bit. Oh, I messed it up. Now make a storyline. I actually like this better.
Yeah. Interesting.
I think there's a cone, like a cone ship, and he's got a bunch of arrows here. And he's trying to destroy this black hole right here that's sucking in a planet. There's space behind it, like a nebula. I didn't do that while I was drawing. I just right now. That's what I think it looks. There's my signature. If you can't tell, it's an N, A, and E. Boom. You got 6 things tonight. Count them, 6 things. 6. You got 5 potions and a modern art, all for free. No cost to you. You right there. let's get a money shot of that. Okay. Money shot of that. Modern art here. Not bad, actually. One of my first abstracts. It's colorful, and I didn't waste the paint, basically. This paint that was going to be wasted has now been used in a piece of art. One of a kind pieces of art. Never before seen. In fact, it kind of has a bit of depth. It kind of looks like there's a plane, and then
Yeah.
there's like this stuff is coming in and hitting the ring here. And this is, I don't know, I went for water for a bit, and then it kind of swooped up, and then it was kind of like a volcano. And then I was like, there's rocks over here, but they're getting pretty dark. So I kind of just put some green in there just to liven it up a bit. And then we got like this streaks right here. I don't know what these are. Dark underneath or over top, and then cut into it. And there's
I like it.
Yeah, it's pretty good. It's more fun to look at than a lot of modern. A lot of modern art, you're like, what the frick is that? and you're just like, I don't know, just trash. All right. Would you like to close us out, Alex?
So yeah, looks like our first Twitch stream went over pretty well. I apologize if there were any syncing issues at some point. And yes, we had a good episode tonight.
This is how stormtroopers wore it, or their earmuffs. It's a bit too tall. Should have put them over top. Maybe in front. Oh. Yeah, if I put it on top, it just goes like that. You can't quite see that.
Circus dog. If I remember,
Yeah, she occasionally tends to bark at nothing.
I was gonna say if I remember correctly, the Oma Cat person is right the helmet.
But yeah, pretty good episode over. Very productive stream in real life. You got abstract art. You got potions. Here they are, by the way, scaled with me because they were never seen. Me. So next to your hand, your head. They're quite large, actually. Ooh! So yeah, catch you guys next week.
We're all gonna be pretty busy this Halloween.
Yes, we'll be very busy. May have to delay till Sunday if feeling really out of it. But we'll see.
Fair enough. But yeah, next week's gonna be special.
Yeah. What episode are we looking at?
It'll be list day.
List day.
I was gonna say that. I was gonna say they actually waited until after Halloween to air a holiday
Oh
special.
right. Oh right, I forgot about that. Never mind. List day is the week after. Yeah, the final Equestria Girls special. I'm sorry, I'm just tired. I have been tired all month.
I noticed that. I was about to say you've been tired nearly constantly.
Well, you know, it's getting colder and I am much like Bear. It get cold, I go sleep.
So yeah, hope everyone has a happy, safe Halloween, and we will. See you well to watch sunset for the last time. Take care.
Later.
Bye bye.